Alright, I'm sitting in front of my bookshelves for you guys today because it's early and the only part of my room that is getting any kind of decent light right now is right in front of my window. So we are right in front of my window, which means that you guys are getting a peek at the normal state of my shelves, which is very, very messy. This is the real bookshelf tour. This isn't the cleaned up, still chaotic, but not covered in bills and bottles of lotion bookshelf tour. So that's what they normally look like, just total chaos. It's chaos, guys. And just ignore the random, like this box, it's a pasta roller. Why it's in my room? Reasons. Over here I've got a box of books that I need to put away, as well as the Grisha Ruin and Rising box that Macmillan sent me that's so awesome, but I need to find somewhere to put it, and a new printer, and a yoga ball. So we've got some messy company in today's video, but I had a book haul that I needed to share with you guys, and I have the time to do it right now, and not the willpower to try to clean up the shelves in order to do it, so enjoy. Alright, I think I actually need to record 2 hauls today, but we're going to get right into this first one. So this is mostly an order, but also a gift, and all of it I'm pretty excited about. The order comes from Thrift Books, which if you've heard me talk about Better World books, Thrift Books is another one that I order from fairly frequently. Really good prices, but they don't have Better World Books' socially conscious business model. So I order from BWB when I can, preferably, but Thrift Books had sent me a really good discount that I couldn't pass up, so I ordered from them this time. Plus, 2 things that were on my wish list came in at really good prices. Here's what I got. Yeah. We'll start with those wish list books that I was talking about, and they are Castle Rating, Volumes 1 and 2 by Linda Medley. And I normally take off all the little library crackly nonsense before I show these to you, but I didn't today, even though they've been sitting on my bed for like 2 weeks. And I've had time. I haven't had time, but they've been sitting there and I should have. Anyway, I have talked about these lovelies before. I absolutely adore this series. It's graphic novel retellings of fairy tales, sort of following side characters and with a feminist slant on things, and it's just full of memorable characters that I absolutely adore, stories that are really, really fun, good humor, good intelligence, and I just needed to have them on my shelves. So those are the books that started this little binge. I had to have them. They've been on my wish list forever, but in addition to those, I got Mastiff by Tamara Pierce, which is the 3rd book, final book, in the Becca Cooper series, which I haven't started. They're all beasts, but I know I'm gonna love them. I always love Tamara Pierce. I've been meaning to read Terrier, the 1st book, for ages now, and I actually put it in my December stack of 5, which is about big fat books, but you guys didn't pick it. You picked Jonathan Strange, and I couldn't get through that, so fail. But yeah, I really wanted to read that. I really wanted to read all the books that were in that stack, but they're so big. And I was actually just talking about one of them, Grave Mercy. That was in the big fat book stack, and I need to read it. I know I'll like it, but it hasn't happened. But that's not about this book. We're talking about the Becca Cooper series. And I haven't seen this one in person yet, and now that I have, what's going, is her neck broken? It looks backwards. Like, wait, what way is she standing? Has she been possessed and she's doing one of those, like, Linda Blair things? It's creepy. You wanna know what's really cool that I didn't realize? These all came from an army-based library. That's really neat. Cool. I hope all you soldiers enjoyed these. Hope you liked them. Hope I do too. So I've already been holding it in my hand and you've seen it, but the next book is Endlessly by Kirsten White, which is the final book in the Paranormalcy series, which I really liked, and I've been meaning to get this forever. I meant to pre-order this and I forgot, and then every time I would browse for things I would mean to get it and I forgot, and it just kept kind of getting put off. But I had it in one of my wish lists to remind myself for when a copy showed up, and one did. So finally, I can finish the series. Next up, this one is currently on Friday Face-Off, if you're watching this when it's current. If you're not, it's already over, and you can find out who won. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Friday Face-Off is this thing where I show 2 or more covers of either the same book but different versions, or books that use very similar styles, stock photos, whatever, and people vote on which they like the most, which they would reach for, which they think suits the book, whatever. Do it every week on Fridays. Go figure. And it's a lot of fun because I am cover obsessed. But anyway, this is on this week's Friday Face-Off, and it is The Beautiful and the Cursed by Paige Morgan, which is sort of gothic novel-y thing, which are making a comeback. Gothic novels are making a comeback, and that's fun. I've heard really good things about this. The cover is just gorgeous. I've been meaning to get it, and it just hadn't happened yet, so it has now. And I don't know when I'll be able to read it, but people are already pushing it on me now that they know I have it, so maybe sooner rather than later. The last one from Thrift Books, and this has been on my wishlist for a while, is Let's Pretend This Never Happened, a mostly true memoir by Jenny Lawson, aka the Blogess. She is just hilarious. If you do not follow the Blogess, please go look her up. Follow her on Twitter, read her blog. I swear to God, I can lose hours reading crap that she's written and just dying laughing and thinking she has got to be one of the most interesting oddball people to know in real life. She's freaking hilarious. So I needed to get this. Also, look at that cover. Oh, I mean, it makes me a little bit sad to see a taxidermied rodent. It's a little sad. But to take a taxidermied rodent and turn it into Hamlet, oh man. Go read her. She's amazing. So that was all from Thrift Books, but I do have one more book for this haul, and it was a gift from Amanda. I will link her below. She went to a signing of an author that I quite like, and I think you guys know that I quite like her. And she picked me up a copy of the latest book and sent it to me. The book, of course, that I'm talking about is Dreams of Gods and Monsters by Laini Taylor. I mean, you guys know how much I love the series, and I had an e-arc of it, but I didn't have time to read it before it came out because of Fairy Tale Fortnite, and I was bummed because it's so good. But at the same time, I've been wanting to reread the series because I felt like it took me a while to find my sea legs, I guess, in the second book because I had kind of forgotten some things from the first book. It was still amazing, but I felt like I was maybe missing things that I should have been getting. So I think I need to reread the books before I get into the final one. I don't want to miss anything for the final. I want to have every little bit of enjoyment that I can. Amanda went to see Laini because Laini is amazing, and she got me a copy, and she had it signed, which is so awesome. And then she also got this art print. I don't know how well you can see it, but it's so cool. That's Karou with her blue hair and the little Hamsa in her palm. And that's signed too. And it says, "Our hands are enemies even if we aren't." And just, it's so, I mean, that's awesome. I think I'm gonna need to get like a little tiny frame for it and put it up on my wall that normally is behind me in the non-webcam videos. That's awesome. And such an awesome surprise. Like, really, really thoughtful and lovely, and thank you bunches, Amanda. And I hope you had a good time because Laini is just awesome in person, and I've said awesome way too many times, and I'm gonna stop now because I'm not a surfer from the 90s. Oh, one last thing I should probably tell you about before I wrap up this haul, and that is I had 20 copies of this bad boy in my house at one point. This is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. This was for World Book Night, and I just hadn't had a chance to update you guys, but of course I was a World Book Night giver again this year, and this is the book that I was giving away. You probably know it's one of my favorites. I've talked about it many times before, and how I used to do a banned books readathon, and I would read this in its entirety every single year, aloud to whoever happened to be walking by. That is how much I love this book, and it always, always, always made people stop and ask me about it, listen to it, go get a copy for themselves. So if any of you ever want to discuss this book, I absolutely am willing, because this has been a tradition in my life for a good long while. But I had 20 copies of this to give away on April 23rd for World Book Night, and the whole idea is to give it to reluctant readers, or get people to read out of their genre, or talking about books, sharing books, all that jazz. So I gave away nearly all of my copies. I always keep one for myself, which I can pass around, and it keeps coming back to me, and I can, you know, keep it going, keep it moving on to the next person. I do have copies of each of my books that I've given away, and they do make the rounds among friends, so I love it. but 19 other copies made their way out into the world and found some happy homes, and hopefully they'll be read and shared with other people and loved the way I loved it, or at least will inspire people to start reading again. But I thought I should tell you guys and push it on you. If you haven't read it, have been curious about it, it gets the Misty stamp of approval. Read it. And if you gave away books for World Book Night, let me know. What did you give away? What were some of your experiences? Chat with me about it, because I think it's such a cool project. And this haul has gotten really long. Oh, this is going to take some editing. Alright, so that is all for this haul. I was going to record another haul today. It's a Better World Books haul, but I think I'm actually going to wait. I wasn't really thinking about it, and most of the stuff that's in the box is actually not for me. It's things that I bought for Fairy Tale Fortnight for giveaways and gifts. There are 2 things in the box for me, but I don't want to spoil what else is in the box. And I do have another Better World Books haul coming, so I think I'll just save those couple books that I have for the next haul and add them all together. So we'll just go ahead and end this long haul here. Let me know what you think of the books that I got in the comments, and if you've read them or want to read them, or if you have questions about them, chat me up. And as always, thanks for watching and happy reading. You can let me know what you think of my messy shelves too. I don't know how well you can tell that they are organized by color, since there's so much other crap on there. Hey look, I have a doozer. Okay, that's all. Bye.